Hey guys, this is David from Awesome Air Guns, and I am here on the set of Cranial Pasta, which is one of the new channels I've been working on. And I want to let you guys know why I haven't been posting very many videos of this channel lately. Various different reasons. First of all, because I have been working on trying to get Cranial Pasta kick-started, and you should go check it out. There's a link up at the top of my channel page. But I've also been involved in some extracurricular activities, and I'm going to tell you about that. Now, first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Texas gun laws. One of the irritating things is we are one of 7 states that does not allow any open carries of pistols. Now, I have a concealed carry license, so I can carry around a concealed pistol, but the moment I take a pistol like this and put it on my hip and walk around like this outside, I am now breaking the law. So during the summertime, I wind up having to carry around little pistols like this because a big pistol like this is difficult to conceal when wearing summer clothing. Now, even though we can't carry openly pistols, the irony is it's perfectly legal for me to carry this around in public. So I've been with a group of people called Open Carry Texas, and what we've been doing is we've been walking around town like this. And yeah, it's a little bit odd. We get a lot of strange looks, a lot of calls to 911, and a lot of people can't figure out why we're doing this. And so I'm going to kind of explain it to you a little bit. So first of all, we're trying to show the absurdity of the law, that in Texas we can't carry a pistol openly where people can see it, but gosh darn it, if we want to walk around with an AR-15, no problem with that. The other thing is we're kind of educating the people, because you'd be surprised that the vast majority of people we encounter believe that this is completely illegal, when in fact it's not. And even many of the police officers have been educated that in fact this is legal. This all started a few months back when a few people got the idea to go out and do this, and they got arrested. And of course they couldn't find anything to actually charge them with, so they tried to charge them with disorderly conduct, and even that charge didn't stick because they just flat out weren't breaking the law. So we've gone all around Texas. I have personally been to Austin, Mansfield, Arlington, and Denton, several of those multiple times, and we've gone into several eating establishments. Here's me going into Subway, for example, ordering a sandwich, and you know, the employees really didn't seem to bat an eye about it, but you know, when I turned around and looked at some of the people that were in there eating, they were kind of really in shock. I mean, you could see that every eye was looking at me. Some people were holding their sandwiches, you know, not sure if they should take the next bite or whatever. And, you know, I suppose that's part of the perception that we're trying to change also, because around here in Texas, we've never had open carry of any kind. And so people are not used to seeing citizens with guns. Now, granted, we have a lot of people with concealed carry permits. I mean, they're all around us, but because they're concealed, a lot of people are just blissfully ignorant that there are guns all around them. And so actually seeing them really opens some people's eyes, and some people are frightened. And, you know, it's not my intent to frighten people, but it's kind of unavoidable. It just happens to be a side effect of what we're doing. Most of the interactions that we've had with public has actually been fairly positive. We've had a lot of people come up and thank us for what we're doing. A lot of people have come up, asked us what we're doing, and when we explain it to them, and you know, they're okay with it. We've obviously had many encounters with the police. I myself have not had any encounters with the police, but some of our other members have, and in most cases it goes over pretty smooth. San Antonio is a different story. They have a city ordinance there about open carrying, which is actually invalid by Texas state law, but that's going to have to go to the court and be challenged. But so far in the rest of Texas, nobody has had any issues. So if you're thinking about open carrying a rifle in Texas, I just want to go ahead and let you know some things that you should be aware of. First of all, you can't go within 1,000 feet of a school or a federal building. Now, that doesn't normally apply if you're concealed carrying, because your concealed carry permit grants you the authority to go closer to these buildings. But the rifle doesn't fall under that, so you have to be careful not to walk anywhere near a school. Another thing is to worry about establishments that sell alcohol. Now, let me do a little clarification on that. It's not technically illegal for you to walk into, say, Albertsons or, say, a restaurant that sells alcohol. But the establishment could lose their liquor license because there is a clause that they have to agree to when they get licensed to sell alcohol that says that they will not allow people in with guns. Now, again, the concealed handgun bypasses that issue if you have a permit, but this doesn't fall under the same law. So many of the establishments are saying they don't want you in there because they don't want to risk losing their liquor licenses. And I would advise anybody to go ahead and respect that because we don't want to make any enemies in doing this. I also wanted to point out that, I've seen some of the comments that people make online about us doing this, and I've even heard a few of the comments that people have made to my face. And some people think that, for example, I'm trying to be a badass. I'm trying to show how macho I am. And in reality, it's not like that at all. In fact, I'll be the first to tell you, it's actually pretty scary. When I put this rifle on and I walk around in public, I've got people staring at me. I know there's people calling the police. I know there's a slim chance I actually could be arrested. And there's even a slimmer chance somebody might shoot me. Somebody might think who's carrying a concealed handgun. They might think I'm a bad guy and shoot me. So, yeah, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm actually have to work up a lot of courage. It's definitely not that I think I'm a badass. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It takes a lot of courage to do this. But I think the more and more people do it, the easier it will get. And hopefully the end goal is that the police force, the citizens, and the law will all be affected by what we're doing. We've already seen some positive changes in the fact that when we first started doing this, the police were called out every single time. And the last several times we've done this, we've seen no police presence whatsoever. So the police and the 911 dispatch are already getting to the point now where when people call in, they're asking them, say, hey, is this guy doing anything, or is he just carrying a gun around on a sling? And if they say, yeah, he's just carrying it around his back, then the 911 people are saying, hey, he's not breaking the law. Sorry, we can't do anything about it. And so, like I said, we've already made some progress. And the eventual goal is that when the next legislative session comes up, we hope to pass open carry for pistols. So I don't have to carry this big-ass rifle around with me in order to open carry my gun. Anyway, post some comments, tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time.